game. It's a rich thing.
Hello adventurers! If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. So in this episode of Zero to Hero, or I guess Zero to Hero, what I'll be doing is I'll be covering a little bit more educational content at the beginning. So I'm going to kind of be skipping throughout the video, just saying what I'm doing. And then what I'll be doing after that is kind of doing the same montage style as before and try to catch up to where we are. But once again, anytime that something does happen, I will try to stop and I'll try to give you an explanation. But also I will give you like a quick recap of everything that you saw on those montages. So again, for this beginning portion of the video, I'll just be skipping around and then explaining what I'm doing, so that way it kind of gives you more context to what you're seeing, and then whenever you see it in the future, it'll kind of be like, oh, that's what he's doing, because I do repeat a lot of things multiple times. This game is very rinse and repeat, especially in the early stages of it. So as you can see here, what I'm mostly working on is upgrading my camp. So anytime that you have something that you can upgrade, definitely do it. And then whenever you get a new town hall, make sure that you're looking at the requirements for the next town hall. So upgrade all of those buildings, build whatever you need to build, and then what you'll want to be prioritizing early on are workers with higher strength. So later on, strength workers are pretty trash. You're not really going to want them. So like once you have a max camp, you're going to get rid of all of your strength workers anyway, so it doesn't matter what color they are or what rank that they are. Just make sure that they do have strength early on, and then you can swap them out for either vitality or dexterity later. But I'll get a little bit more into that once we're down that road. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So here I was looking for some barley seeds for my camp. I knew that I have camp manager, so the best seed that you can be using whenever you have the camp manager is definitely barley. I see no barley here, and corn is definitely the worst option, so what I decided to do is go look somewhere else. I believe the best place you can get it, or like the earliest you can get it, is in South Media in Tariff. I went to a Boone Village just because I had no idea where I was looking. But honestly, I think I ended up settling for something else, but I knew it didn't actually matter. And then also here, I am checking what is my next quest that I need to do for my seasonal character. I try to save time while I'm traveling, so it's like, oh, well, I know that I need to do something, so while I'm walking to the seed vendor, I just go ahead and level up my Lucky Stone. You should already receive all of the resources to upgrade your Lucky Stone just by doing the quests, just by following your main storyline. And then once you have all of this, you're going to want to level it up to 30, and then you're going to want to awaken your Lucky Stone. I know that I also have extra Lucky Stones, so while I'm here, I'm also like, well, I might as well just try and upgrade it. It costs not a lot of Caphras dust early on, so, or at least for this version of it. So if you have the dust and if you have the resources, just try to upgrade it. You're going to need to upgrade every piece of your gear to max anyways, at least for the seasonal characters. So now I go ahead and collect all of my rewards now that I've done the upgrade for the Lucky Stone, and I completely forget that I was even buying seeds, so I continue auto questing. So here when I get to the spot for my auto questing, make sure that you're entering Hadum, especially at this point in the game, just because whenever you're in Hadum, the monsters do respawn faster, so you'll get your kills a lot quicker, but then also you have a chance to like select tier 1, tier 2, or tier 3. If you use those higher tiers, you'll get more experience, and then you'll also gain the knowledge for that area a lot quicker. Because Pearl Abyss gave us so many freebies for like light stones and everything, make sure that you're using tier 3, especially on a new account. You want to level up as quickly as possible, and then you also want to gain that knowledge as quickly as possible. So here I did just want to show you as a reminder to make sure that you are upgrading your relics. Upgrade pretty much anything that you have equipped. Once again, you're going to need to upgrade all of it anyways. And then also just a heads up, I believe they've made an update when I'm at the time that I'm actually going to be posting this, where the upgrades for this equipment is going to be a lot easier. So that should be nice and helpful. So while you're questing, you're going to be getting these blazing crystal chests. Make sure that whenever you get them, you use them pretty much immediately, because this is going to be really good CP progression for your Black Spirit. I think if you use every one of those chests in total, you'll get 1,500 CP. So every time that you use it, you'll get 100 CP. So it's pretty quick, it's pretty easy, but This is pretty much like the only time I'll be covering it in this video. So yeah, make sure you're doing that. Another heads up is while you're killing monsters, your pets will be leveling up, and then while your pets level up, make sure that you're training their skills. So with the coupon codes that we got previously, you get this little dragon, and it has probably the best skill that you can get in the game whenever you're farming, and that is field item drop rate. Make sure that you're leveling this dragon. It's going to be super helpful for you in the future. But once again, this will probably be the last time that I talk about this. So make sure you're leveling up your pets. Make sure that it's a pet that you want to level up that you're using. And then also make sure that you are leveling up their skills. Okay, so I just wanted to take a quick second to give a little bit more information. Now that the season has ended by the time that I'm posting this, there will be a new season starting pretty soon. I think it's going to be starting on the 26th of September, but I wanted to give more info on what I'm doing and more or less what the plan is for this account. So I'll be skipping all of the stories until I finish the season. So when I say the stories, I'm not talking about the main storyline. I'm talking about all of the little side story quests. Whenever you hit like the 3 bars in the top right of the corner, there's like a tab that says story. I'll be skipping all of those stories, and the reason is I just want to get my CP as high as possible. Also, I don't really need them until I'm done with the season. So once I finish the season, you'll see that I go into those stories, which in real time right now, I'm starting on recording those as I speak. So with that also being said, I will go back and collect all world knowledge from previous areas. So that knowledge is really helpful with my CP, but it's also helpful for my worker stats. So the stats that my workers will get is like strength, vitality, and dexterity, which will be really helpful for me whenever I'm focusing more on my camp, which kind of segues me into this next part is I'll also be focusing more on my camp and completing the camp, leveling it up, getting higher tiers once I've also finished the season. And also with that being said, I will give a little bit more information on the workers, node management, and merchantry. So once again, this is just because the season has ended and I want to make sure that you're still getting some pretty useful information. With the start of the new season, most of this information should still be relevant. So for anyone who's a new player, this information should be pretty timeless. But with that being said, let's continue. Okay, so just as a quick recap, what we went over was we continued the main quest line, we continued to level our pets and skills, we also used our Hadum knowledge scrolls. Those are going to be super important because that Hadum knowledge will give you some pretty good CP. And then also we kept using our blazing chaos crystals, which got us up to Riftstone level 150. And then also as part of that, once I got to level 150, I used all of my normal chaos crystals. So I had been kind of saving those because I knew that I didn't need to use any of them until I got to level 150. So kind of keep that in mind if you're a new player. Don't use your normal chaos crystals. Wait until you use all of your blazing ones. And then with that, I think in total it got us around like 2,000 CP, which is really, really good. And then also, while I was doing our quests, I unlocked Great Ocean, Field of Valor. Just as a quick reminder, whenever you're doing this, make sure that you're constantly doing your collection log. You'll have a lot of junk in your inventory. You won't want to like sell it or throw it away. Make sure that before you do that, you check your collection log and see if there's like anything that you can put in there. And then also I added more characters to my family. So I added, I believe it was like Berserker, Wusa, Megu, a lot of different characters. I don't think I recorded all of them, but they should all be in there. And then lastly, what I did was I enhanced my relics and more of my gear. So most of my gear now is at least like up to plus 18. If not, it's at 20. So for the next segment, I'll pretty much just be unlocking higher boss rushes and pushing for higher gear enhancements. And I think I'm already coming up on 20,000 CP. So this video is going to end pretty soon. And then after that, for the next episode, what I'll be doing is I'll be finishing all the quest lines that are required for the seasonal character. And then once I've unlocked all of that gear from the seasonal character, I'll show you exactly what you need to do to continue progressing your CP. So a lot of that is going to be doing your bosses, doing your constellations, and then using a lot of these resources. So that'll be super important. With that being said, let's continue.
When you
Okay, so some notable unlocks from that segment were unlocked pet memories, lightstone enhancements, first profit, and pirate island. So I also enhanced some pieces of my gear to plus 20, and then my CP ended up around 21,000. So as you can see, kind of towards the end, my CP jumped really quickly from 20k to 21, and that was just for my gear upgrade. So always make sure that you're trying to upgrade your gear. And then also something else towards the end that I did was I got a primal rune of energy. So I got that from a coupon code, and I highly encourage like any of the coupon codes that are active, especially from Heidel Ball, make sure that you redeem those. Those are super helpful, especially early on. The reason I went with the rune of energy is just because that extra experience that you get from the black spirit level is super helpful, especially at the early levels. So what I'm really doing is I'm saving all of my red chests, which are like to level up your black spirit. I'm saving all of those until my dark energy experience percent goes up even higher. So that'll be going from my pets, that'll come from my rune, and a little bit more. So with that being said, that's actually it for this episode. I know it was a really quick one, but for the next episode, I'll show me finishing the season, and then I'll also be cleaning up some of the things that I had been putting off, such as the camp, and then also maxing out my boss levels. So I'll kind of be going through and making sure that I get to max level, which would be 99. So that way I'm ready for Hadum whenever I finally do my story for it. And then also I'll be doing my awakening quest for my armor and accessories. But again, with that being said, please like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks, bye.